Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. If this is the first time you've been watching any of my videos, I'm Dex, and I'm an illustrator based in Hong Kong. In this video, I'll be sharing some process of packaging, and since I bring my cats, two of my lovely cats, Umi and Udon, out for the first time, I have some clips from that day that I'd like to share with you guys, since it was a very beautiful day with sunlight and wind, and I'd like to show you guys how that day was going. And also I'll be chit-chatting a little bit about my first day as a teacher, teaching in a Hong Kong art center. And also I'd like to share a poem that I've been currently reading and I really like. So I hope you will like this video. The poem I've currently read and really like is called Warning by Jenny Joseph. When I am an old woman, I shall wear purple with a red hat which doesn't ghost and doesn't shoot me. And I shall spend my pensions on brandy and summer gloves, and salty sandals instead, with no money for butter. I shall sit down on the pavement when I'm tired, and gobble up samples in shops, and press alarm bells, and ring my stick along the public railings, and make up for the severity of my youth. I shall go out in my slippers in the rain, and pick flowers in other people's garden and learn to spit. You can wear terrible shirts and grow more fat, and eat 3 pounds of sausages at a go, or only bread and pickle for a week, and hunt pens and pencils, and beer mats and things in boxes. But now we must have clothes to keep us dry, and pay a rent, and not swear in the street, and set a good example for the children. We must have friends to dinner and read the papers. And maybe I ought to practice a little now, so people who know me are not too shocked and surprised when suddenly I'm old and start to wear purple. I really like the message in this poem where it talks about when we are older or when we become an elderly. It seems like that was the only time where we can actually live fully about ourselves, being about just us, not other people's expectation. But it also says that maybe we ought to practice it a little bit right now when we're young, so we don't have to wait until we're old to actually live outside of the boxes. I think it is pretty hard to get used to other people's disappointment. I think there's a point in our life where there will be someone, perhaps a family member, perhaps your partner or anyone that you would like to impress, and by being truly and fully yourself might be a disappointment to one of those people. But I guess when I was young I really cared about this kind of thing, but when I actually maybe growing older, not that old, but just being a little bit older, I realized how you can never fulfill others people's expectations. It's not controllable. It's not something that you can control. So at a point in my life I realized being happy is the most essential thing that I want right now. Like, I might be a disappointment to someone, I'm not too sure, but I'm happy by doing what I like, and I'm happy of being what I am. And my value is not all about the car that I drive or whether I have a house or not. I think once you get to think about this and you get it through, then it becomes easier for you to live a happy life. This is why I really like this poem. I think it states the problem in a very interesting way. And yeah, maybe we shall wear purple right now. We shall being what we wanted to be right now when we're young, and we don't have to wait until we're old and wear purple. I hope you enjoyed this poem. I just found it really meaningful, and so I want to share this message with you. At this point, I just want to share with you guys something that I shared quite a lot, but I found it's impressive, is that I had this plant for half a year and it's still alive and healthy. I can't believe it's still alive. This is the longest I've ever had keep a plant alive, and that was really impressive.
I didn't know what my heart was in for till you stepped into the room. And I didn't show, but I wanted to know everything I could about you. See, I was told the dreams were made to be believed in, so I put every single dream in you. But you set the bar so high above the sky, and you nailed it to the floor. 'Cause for some odd reason I'm done believing in this one thing I adore. What is loving anymore? And you came to me like a bird to the breeze, and we floated together for a while. But you had to go, now I carry the load. Took off in the wind and my smile. See, I was told the dreams were made to be believed in, so I put every single dream in you. But you set the bar so high above the sky, and you nailed it to the floor. 'Cause for some odd reason I'm done believing in this one thing I adored. What is loving anymore? But you set the bar so high above the sky, and you nailed it to the floor. 'Cause for some odd reason I'm done believing in this one thing I adored. What is loving anymore?
Like I mentioned in my last video, I'd like to focus more on my newsletter and Patreon from now on. This is the November reward, so if you'd signed up for my Patreon, which is the Happy Mail tier, my Pen Pals tier, you'll be receiving a postcard from me, and also 2 illustrations, could be 2 pages of my diary or comic, depends on each month. And if you're interested, you're welcome to have a look on my Patreon, which will be linked down below in my description box. Or you could subscribe to my newsletter, where I'll be sending monthly newsletters about my updates and maybe some of my thoughts. So feel free to check it out.
So to speak, quick to listen, slow to anger, rich in love. Humble myself, pick up my cross now, follow after Jesus Christ. Yeah, Jesus Christ, the unifier. Jesus Christ, the Prince of Peace. Jesus Christ, our only answer. Jesus Christ, we're all I need. Above all, love one another deeply. Love your God for your heart, mind, and soul. Above all, love one another deeply. Love your God, love your neighbor as yourself. Oh, wake us up, Holy Spirit, wake us up to your kingdom. Send your justice, a mighty reproof. Send your justice, a river unwinding. Above all, love one another deeply. Love your God for your heart, mind, and soul. Above all, love one another deeply. Love your God, love your neighbor as yourself. And let justice, love mercy, walk humbly with your God. Act justly, love mercy, walk humbly with your God. Act justly, love mercy, walk humbly.